Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, I'm doing another foundation review for you guys, and it's this guy right here. This is the Physicians Formula Healthy Skin Foundation. Ever since I got this foundation, I saw myself reaching out for this foundation every time I sat to film or just sat to do my makeup. So I figured, why not make a review on this foundation, because I've not seen anybody review it here in India. Mind you, there's a lot of review on this foundation from YouTubers outside India, and I personally feel like foundation performs so differently because we have completely different climate here in India as compared to that overseas. India in general gets really hot and humid, especially where I live in Mumbai. It gets really hot and humid, so foundation tend to perform differently as compared to what I see all these bloggers reviewing in their foundation review overseas. So yeah, also a quick disclaimer, you guys, throughout this video you'll see my hairstyle change a bit. That's because I'm filming this video for the second time. The first time I filmed this video, the footage turned out to be absolute crap, so I had to scratch it all off, and this is the second time I'm filming the review for you guys. So yeah, that's the reason why my hair looks a little different. So yeah, please don't mind that. Okay, so that was way too much rambling. In case if you guys want to see a review, demo and a wear test on this foundation and would like to see what I feel about this foundation, then please continue watching. Okay, so first things first, let's get the basic information about this foundation. This foundation retails for 1200 rupees and you get 30 ml of product in this foundation. This foundation has an SPF and you get SPF 20 in this foundation. Currently in India, it's available in 11 shades. I don't know how many shades it's available internationally, but here it's available in 11 shades. Also, you can only find it online on Nykaa and HOK Makeup. And one thing I would like to point out, that on Nykaa, this foundation is only available in 5 shades, and on HOK Makeup, it's available in 11 different shades. So I don't know what the deal is with Nykaa, but yeah, in case if you are looking for more foundation options, I would suggest you guys checking out HOK Makeup because they do have a lot of shade selection there. Okay, so before I give you guys the demo and the review on this foundation, let's see what this foundation claims. So on the website, it mentions that it's a long wearing, buildable and breathable foundation that provides lightweight medium coverage with a healthy satin finish. It's hypoallergenic, fragrance free, paraben free, gluten free, dermatologist approved, non-comedogenic, clinically tested, vegan and cruelty free. Additionally, it also mentions that it's compatible with all skin types. Added boost of vitamin A, C and E provides a flawless healthy coverage. So that's that for the claims of this foundation. So before I go in with the review of this foundation, let me insert a quick demo on the application process of this foundation before and after, along with some flash photography tests. So yeah, before I give you guys the demo, I completely forgot to mention what shade I am. I am in the shade MW2. For shade reference, I am somewhere between NC25 to NC30. So in case if you are along the same shade in MAC as I am, MW2 is the right shade. Okay, so welcome to my bare face. I'm not gonna be using any primer to test this foundation because on a regular basis I don't tend to use primer, so it's only fair for me to test this foundation without any primer. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I do have a couple of acne here on my nose and plus here as well. I just popped this bad boy before filming, which was not a good idea. But anyway, we are into deep now. These ones are healing. This one is pretty fresh. So we'll see how the coverage on this foundation is. So I'm going to be doing half of my face using a makeup brush and other half using a beauty blender. It comes with a huge doe foot applicator like so. I'm not really a huge fan of the doe foot applicator because you don't really get a lot of product. Like, can you see? That's how much I got, and it's not even half a pump. Okay, so I'm going to be using my PAC 231 brush to apply my foundation on this side of my face. Okay, so there you go. That's this side of my foundation done using a brush, and as you guys can see, it looks very natural. I've got no streakiness whatsoever. You can still see my acne scars peeking through. It feels very lightweight on the skin. It's a little bit tacky to the touch, not a lot, very little. So now let's see how this foundation performs using a beauty blender. Okay, so I'm using the same amount of foundation that I used on this side of my face. In case if you guys are wondering, I'm using the Color Bar Blendiful, I believe that's what it's called. I've been really loving this beauty blender for my foundation, so yeah. Okay, so that was really easy to blend. Looking up close, the beauty blender did not give me as much coverage as the brush did, but that's obviously because I used a beauty blender, and beauty blender tends to soak up your product a little bit, so that's the reason why. But I'm still happy with the coverage that the beauty blender gave. I'm gonna come in a little bit close so you guys can see how my foundation looks like up close with one layer of foundation. Apply a second layer because this foundation claims to be a buildable light to medium coverage, so we'll see how well it builds up. So this time I did not use a lot. I'm using very little amount because I'm only gonna apply it to the areas that needs a little bit more coverage. So that's gonna be this area right here where I've got some acne around my nose area. That's with second layer of foundation. I did not use all of it, still a little bit left. I was able to apply the foundation on top of the first layer very easily. It did not bunch up or cake up anywhere, which is a good thing. So yeah, there you go. That's the second layer of foundation using a brush. I'm gonna be doing the same with a beauty blender. I think that's about it for this foundation. The beauty blender side also looks really good. It gave me a lot more coverage this time. You can still see a little bit of redness peeking through from this pimple that I have here, but nothing major. I feel like with one layer of foundation you get a decent coverage for an everyday use. You can obviously go in with a second layer in case if you want a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna give you guys a little close-up. I'm starting this foundation wear test really late. It's currently 1:53 p.m. Also, my face feels a little bit tacky, so I'm gonna let it set for some time and see how well it sets by itself. In case if it still feels tacky, then I might set it. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing the rest of my face off camera, and I'm gonna be back. So it's currently 3:26 p.m. so it took me 1.5 hours to get this makeup done, but anywho, this makeup look is a little too intense. In case if you guys are interested, tutorial on this makeup look is up on my Instagram, so make sure to head over to my Instagram, and also don't forget to follow me there because I do tend to post a lot of makeup tutorials there, like such dramatic ones. So I'm gonna come in a little bit close so you guys can see how the final foundation looks like with all the makeup on. Okay, so now that you guys have seen the demo, let me just move on to the review and all of the nitty-gritty details about this foundation. So first we're going to be talking about the packaging of this foundation. So this is what the foundation looks like. It comes in a really pretty glass packaging with a silver twist up cap. The shade name is mentioned on the top and bottom of the bottle. Also, when I ordered this foundation, it did not come in a carton or anything. It just came with a plastic wrap around it, which had all the details about the foundation mentioned on that plastic packaging itself, but then I got rid of it. Obviously, it does have a weight to it, so it definitely feels a little heavy, and it feels very luxurious when you hold this foundation. And the fact that it comes in a glass packaging, it's not really travel friendly. Yeah, that's a bummer, but nonetheless it's a beautiful packaging and I love everything about it except the fact that it's glass. Okay, so now moving on to the applicator of this product. So this is the first time that I ever used a foundation that has a doe foot applicator like this. Like, as you guys can see, it's a huge doe foot applicator. However, I would like to mention that I absolutely hate the applicator on this, and I'll give you my reasons why. First of all, the applicator itself does not pick up a lot of product. I'm sure you guys would have seen it in the demo. So I always have to dunk the applicator into the foundation itself a couple of times in order to cover my entire face. Also, the doe foot applicator is not really hygienic, especially if you are someone who breaks out quite a lot. You definitely don't want to use the applicator directly on your face, because that way the bacteria will go back into this foundation. So whenever I'm using this foundation, what I like to do is take the applicator and get the product on the back of my hand, and then use my brush or my beauty blender to apply the foundation on my face. So now coming to the review part of this foundation. First, speaking of the consistency of the foundation, it's not too liquidy and it's not too thick of a foundation, so it's somewhere in between, which I actually prefer, because a lot of time when a foundation is super thick, it gets really difficult for you to blend out the foundation. It's very easy to spread, it's very easy to blend, just like what it claims. It is one of those foundation that will not set instantly. You do get a lot of play time when you are applying this foundation. One thing I would like to mention is that it feels so lightweight on your skin. You can barely feel this foundation on your skin, which is very surprising to me, because a lot of times foundation feels like foundation. So I was really surprised that this foundation did not feel heavy, or I did not get that icky feeling that, oh, I'm wearing foundation. So this foundation definitely lives up to the claim of it being a lightweight foundation. So coming to the coverage of this foundation, I do really like the fact that it is a light to medium buildable coverage. Again, it claims to be a lightweight buildable medium coverage, so I do agree on that claim as well. So in case if you are someone who doesn't really have a lot of acne or blemishes to cover, or in case if you are someone who's looking for just a very lightweight everyday foundation, you can easily get away with a one thin layer all over your face and you'll be good to go. But I also like the fact that in case if you are looking for a much more coverage, you can do that with this foundation. And I really like that, you know, no matter how many layers you apply of this foundation, it does not look heavy, it does not look cakey whatsoever. Another thing that this foundation claims was to give you guys a very healthy satin like finish, and I'm sure by the demo you guys were able to see how natural and skin like it looks. This foundation sort of meshes in with your skin and it makes it look like your skin, but a little bit elevated, if that makes any sense. And it gives your face like a healthy natural glow that your face naturally has. So I really like the fact that it gives you a very skin-like finish, but yet it covers up the imperfections that you have on your face. So I really like it for that. It's got SPF 20 in it. It's not really that camera friendly. I did not get a huge flashback when I was using this foundation. But in case if you are someone who are constantly getting photographed, I would steer away from this foundation, because it might give you a little bit of flashback because of the SPF factor that's in it. This foundation does not have any fragrance to it whatsoever, which I really appreciate. But however, I would like to mention that it smells like foundation. It does not have fragrance, but it smells like foundation. How do I explain this? If you guys have used the Wet n Wild foundation, their Photo Focus foundation, this foundation smells exactly like that. But it's not something that bothers me or lingers throughout the day. It's only when you initially apply this foundation, that's when you get to smell that foundation-y smell that I was talking about, but then it instantly goes away. Also, I completely forgot to mention, this foundation did not oxidize whatsoever, which is great. I love that. So like mentioned time and time again, I am someone who's got an extremely oily skin, and this foundation lasts on me for good 7 to 8 hours. Given the climate that we are in right now, it's monsoon, so I can easily pull this foundation for good 7 to 8 hours with minimum of one touch-up to no touch-up whatsoever. But since my skin is super oily, I know for a fact that during summers I would have to do a little bit of touch-up here and there throughout the day, or else this foundation would not last for me. But that's absolutely fine. There's no such thing as no touch-up when you have an oily skin. It's something that I've come to terms with. And since this foundation held up so well on my skin, despite me having a super oily skin, I feel like this is the kind of foundation that will suit pretty much every skin type, and it would perform beautifully regardless of the skin type that you have. So yeah, I do agree to the claim when it says that it's meant for all skin types, and I'm so glad I finally decided to give this foundation a try. I mean, I cannot put this bad boy down. Like, no joke. I have been using this foundation non-stop because that's how much I love this foundation. Now, to sum it all up, would I really recommend this foundation? I would recommend this foundation to all of you guys watching this video. I really like how versatile this foundation is. When I say versatile, in a sense that it would suit people with almost all skin type. You can easily go light on your coverage, or you can go, you know, full glam, something like I have today, and I'm wearing this foundation, by the way. Also, I would like to mention is that I know 1200 rupees a little too much for a foundation, so I would suggest you guys to wait for an offer, because honestly I got this foundation for, I guess, 820 or 850. I was eyeing this foundation since a very long time, and luckily there was a sale on HOK Makeup wherein there was a certain discount going on Physicians Formula products, so that's when I got this foundation. So I mean, I've said this time and time again that I absolutely love saving some coins while I'm shopping online, so the fact that I did not have to pay the full price in order to get this product is amazing. So that's that for the review on the foundation. I'm quickly gonna insert the wear test of this foundation for you guys to see how this foundation held throughout the day. Hey guys, so please don't mind my avatar right now. I quickly changed as soon as I got done filming. So yeah, so it's currently 6 p.m. right now. I got done applying this foundation at around 2ish p.m. So it's been around 4 hours that I've had this foundation on. So the center of my face is definitely looking a little shiny. It's not something that's too concerning wherein I have to get a powder and start blotting. I think I can still get away without touching up my face with a powder for another hour or so. My blush is still on, my bronzer is also on, highlighter is still there as well. I'm not seeing any patchiness whatsoever, any cakiness whatsoever. So I'm gonna give you guys a little close-up on how this foundation looks like. Okay, so there you go. That was my first check-in. I will probably wear this foundation on for another couple of hours. So hey guys, so it's the second and the last check-in of the day, so please don't mind my messy hair. It's the end of the day and I'm really tired. So yeah, so we are not here to talk about how pathetic my hair looks. Let me just try to fix it in some way, or maybe I'm making it worse. But anywho, it's currently 10:01 p.m. As you guys can see, I am quite oily, like not so much, but I am definitely oily. The oils have started peeking through my foundation. I did not touch up whatsoever. Lipstick has completely rubbed off because I was eating, and the foundation around my mouth area has also rubbed off, but my bronzer is still there. I can still see my blush. I can still see my highlighter, which is a good thing. I'm gonna say that this foundation held up really well. I don't see this foundation bunching up or looking cakey whatsoever. So I'm gonna give you guys a little close-up so that you guys can see how this foundation looks like on my face. There you go guys, that was it for today's video. That was my review, swatches, demo, wear test on this foundation. I really hope that you found this video helpful. In case if you did, then don't forget to like this video and also share this video with your friends and family. And while you guys are at it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also click the bell notification to be notified every time I post a video. And with that, you guys, I'm gonna take a leave and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye my loves.